Hello, everybody. It's nice to see everybody. So my name is Laura Wininkowski, and I'm an international astrological life and relationship coach. I coach in English, Spanish, Finnish, and Italian. I'm not an astrologer, but I know a lot about astrology, and that's why I give these talks. So today I'm going to talk about the strawberry full moon in Sagittarius, which happened a couple of days ago. Even though it happened a couple of days ago, we're still feeling the effects of this full moon. So I'll tell you a little bit about what this full moon was about. So on June 14th, 2022, we had a super full moon in the sign of Sagittarius. Super full moons occur when the moon is nice and close to Earth, allowing us to see it big and bright in the sky. Super full moons always affect us a little more strongly than a regular full moon. But seeing as last month brought a blood moon eclipse, June's full moon was definitely not as intense as the eclipse full moon. Transformation always requires some letting go and shedding, and as this full moon came, we may feel as if we have nothing left to give. We may feel uncertain or even confused about what else has to be cleared or completed. We may feel like we have hit a bump or perhaps a resting spot on the road we have been traveling. So full moons are a great time to let go. So if there's something that you need to release in your life, let it go. It's a great time to let go now. Neptune, the planet of illusion and confusion, is very active around this full moon, casting its veil over the seen world. Whenever Neptune's energy is strong, it creates a fogginess in the air, making things hard to understand. We may feel confused about how to proceed, how to feel, or how to walk our next steps. Neptune does this so we can exercise our intuitive muscles. You see, Neptune is not just the planet of illusion, it's also the planet of imagination and spirituality. It creates fog so we have no other choice but to go within and listen to our internal hum, rather than rely on the hums of the world around us. Neptune casts its veil so we have to step away from the thoughts of others, the thoughts of society, and what people will think of us, so we can move from a place that is more authentic, more aligned, and more in tune with the rhythm of our soul. With Neptune casting its fog under this full moon, we also have an extra duty to ourselves to pay attention to our intuition and listen to any nagging feelings. If something feels off, it's always best to pay attention, but this is even more so when Neptune is at play. Sometimes it can be hard to discern between an intuitive feeling and fear or insecurity, but that's okay. Just give it time. Try to pause, try to move slowly, and if you have to make a decision, just work with what you have and trust in your abilities. We are often far more intuitive than we give ourselves credit for. While there is this foggy cloud hanging over this full moon and a pull to go within, there is another energy that is shining through too, and this comes from the zodiac of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the adventurer, it is the seeker of wisdom, the student of life that is forever rising to the challenge to keep on learning. So these are the qualities of Sagittarius that are being highlighted now, and these are the qualities that everybody can tap into. Tap into that side of you that's the adventurer, the seeker of wisdom, the student of life, always like learning new things and how you keep rising in life. Under this full moon, if you are feeling the fogginess or any heaviness, give yourself permission to leave it to the side. Instead, connect with the Sagittarian vibrations to keep a sense of wonderment about you, and to remember that life is really an adventure. Some chapters of the adventure can be harder than others, but everything is an experience, and we don't have to take things so seriously all the time. Sagittarian energy reminds us that it's important to find our joy, make time for play, find our presence in each moment, and seek the lightness in all that life can bring. I think that this is a very, very important point. You know, find things that give you joy, and these can be very, very small things, right? Like, you know, drinking a cup of coffee can give you joy, like very small things, right? Because it's all those small things that add up to bigger things. You know, so find joy. You know, be playful. You know, make time for play, and yeah, just enjoy every moment. You know, because it's all of those little moments that add up. You know, to feeling better in life in general. What makes you happy? What brings you joy? How can you view life through the lens that all is just a wild adventure and an experience that is temporary? By exploring these questions, you will start to work with this full moon energy in a more productive and meaningful way. These questions may even help you to step out of the fog and confusion and into a place that feels lighter and more rewarding. You know, and here, you know, it talks about how things are temporary. Like, everything is temporary. Whether you're going through a good moment or a bad moment, everything is temporary. So, you know, whatever you're going through, this too shall pass, right? So if you're going, especially if you're going through a difficult moment, you know, difficult moments pass as well. There is no doubt that the last few months have brought challenges and changes, and we may be feeling a little uneasy or anxious, but this full moon is our chance to take a pause from any deep, taxing inner work and to simply be, simply allow, and make time for greater joy. Under the June full moon, release any tension, angst, or indecision and give yourself permission to make time for fun. And don't take yourself or what is unfolding too seriously. This is something that I always tell people, and I always tell my clients, you know, give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to be happy. Give yourself permission to you know, feel joy. Give yourself permission to play, right? Because many times people can be so strict and harsh on themselves that they don't give themselves permission for these very basic little joys in life. So make it a point to give yourself permission to, you know, to have all of these little things that bring you joy. Life is an adventure. Experiences come and go. Just like the Sagittarian archer aims their arrow into the night sky, you too can direct your energy the way you want it to go. And actually, this is a really good exercise in the time of Sagittarius, with the Sagittarius energy. Think about something that you really want in your life, and picture yourself, you know, picture yourself like pointing your bow and arrow, you know, pointing your arrow towards this thing that you want, right? So if you focus your attention on that, you can achieve it. So now I'm going to talk about how this full moon in Sagittarius affects the different signs. So the full moon in Sagittarius for Aries. All I can say is yes, Aries, you're truly coming into yourself and laying your footprint on the ground. That's poetry for your becoming grounded. Keep using what you have learned, and let me tell you, all you'll be able to do this full moon is shine. Remember, Aries, no shrinking yourself. What you want is worth putting your foot down for. Just know when to be patient. Taurus, you're thinking deeply about how you share yourself, as well as the resources you have to offer with others. Recognizing that you bring a lot to the table will give you the confidence necessary to achieve your goals. Underselling yourself will only minimize your growth. And what does getting in the way of your success do? Absolutely nothing. Be proud, Taurus. You have ample reasons to be. Gemini. Release that unnecessary relationship if you know they are draining your energy. It's understandable to empathize with friends that are going through tough times. However, how much compassion are you willing to extend? It's important you hold space for your own boundaries. There's no need to hold on to a relationship when you know it's time to let go. Cancer. To some extent, you're the star of this full moon transit. It looks like you're in a position that requires you to start checking in on your shadow self. Are you neglecting a part of your body or experiencing frustrating headaches? This full moon could cause you to want to speak up. You could be unable to feel an irritation collecting within yourself. Closed mouths don't get fed, so if your needs are yelling, you should probably listen to them. Leo. Be proud, Leo. In the past, it's possible you were subconsciously taught to keep your family life private. Understandably, you don't want everything out in the open. Keep in mind that there are benefits to showing a willingness to be proud of your achievements. If you have a creative project you're particularly proud of, retrograde your Saturn. That's astrology for look back on your work and talk about it. Virgo. As you shine within your professional life, you're feeling frustrations pertaining to your home life. The transits suggest your work is leading to feelings of discomfort within your community. Are you wishing for someone who will speak up for your needs? It's normal to want someone to stand up for you, especially when you so willingly show up for your loved ones. Virgo, you know what your needs are. Use this full moon energy to get them met. Libra. With the full moon in your house of expression and communication, it's time for you to put your knowledge to work. No more holding your tongue to for the comfort of others. Love, you are so brilliant and smart. You wouldn't just speak without having given much thought to what you're sharing and how it will affect others. And the initial effect should not be what you dwell on. If it's for the greater good, then act up, Libra. Not that I have to tell you that. Be as equitable as you can, and remember that sometimes proving a point just ain't worth it. Scorpio. Be sure not to fall into spirals of emotional spending, Scorpio. It may feel tempting to put money into items you think you need, and sometimes just doing it can come easy. Just know that a financial familial obligation may rear its head during this time. Do you have an idea of who may need help? Better safe than sorry, Scorpio. Collect your coins and save your money. Summer is just around the corner. Sagittarius. Hey Sagittarius, I hate to be rude, but this is a time for you to get real with your feelings. How does intellectualizing your emotions help you understand them? With the Sun in Gemini right now, you're being called to be more mindful of your close relationships. If you feel like someone in your inner circle doesn't actually have love for you, why not trust the vibe? Don't rush to cut off any friends. Unfortunately, tricky Gemini energy could have you flip-flopping on who to hold on to. Start by trusting your first thoughts and stick with them unless evidence changes your mind. Capricorn. Whatever previously lived rent-free in the back of your mind is finally being evicted. Try not to be too frightened when you see everything that makes an appearance. Turns out what you pick up from your daily life has the power to remain in your head. This full moon is for clearing out any metaphorical demons or fictitious ghosts that inspire feelings of doubt. Capricorn, at this point, you're like a magician. You wield all the tools necessary to dispel what haunts you. Aquarius, give yourself room to play with those around you. The idea of work can inherently be exhausting. Mind your language and reprogram your narrative. Creativity flows freely when you let yourself be. If you feel compelled to examine your mindset and how it influences how you function, now is a great time to do so that. In some ways, you are blocking your blessings. Clear that block away. Pisces. Gemini season has clearly weighed on your home life, helping you realize and reflect on how your personal space influences your career. Expect hidden observations pertaining to finances and values to come into the light. Don't worry, you could benefit from this far more than you expect. So thank you. May this full moon in Sagittarius bring about positive changes for you. I offer coaching sessions in English, Spanish, Finnish, and Italian. You can get in touch with me if you'd like a session at lauracoaching@gmail.com. And my website is laurareninkoski.com. And my Wake Up to Your True Potential YouTube series, the link is there. So please subscribe, like, comment, and share with your friends. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. So I'll stop sharing and I'll stop the recording.